In the heart of Tamil Nadu, India, there stood an ancient and sacred mountain, Arunachala. For centuries, people believed that this mountain was not just rock and earth, it was the very embodiment of Lord Shiva himself. Venkataraman was a young boy growing up in the narrow, bustling streets of Madurai. But deep within, he felt an unshakable restlessness. What is the meaning of life? Who am I? These questions echoed within him, refusing to be silenced. One day, at the age of 16, Venkataraman was suddenly seized by a deep and overwhelming fear of death. He lay down in his room, surrendering to the experience, and asked himself, "If my body dies, will I also cease to exist?" But who is dying? The body or the soul? And at that moment, something shifted. Beyond the body, beyond the mind, he discovered an unchanging presence, a boundless awareness. There was no death, only existence. When he opened his eyes, he was no longer the same. He looked at the world and saw pure consciousness behind everything. After this experience, a silent voice within began to guide him. "Come to Arunachala." It was like a magnetic pull, an irresistible force. He had to go. Without telling his family, he left his home. His money ran out along the way, but he continued walking, waiting, trusting. There was no fear. When he finally arrived at Arunachala, exhausted yet peaceful, he knew he had come home. Ramana withdrew into the caves of Arunachala, meditating in deep silence for years. People began to gather around him. He never invited them, yet they felt drawn to his presence, as if his silence itself was teaching them. One day a seeker approached him and asked, "Master, who am I?" Ramana opened his eyes, his face radiating serenity. "Keep asking that question. Do not stop until you find the answer." This simple yet profound inquiry, "Who am I?" would become his greatest teaching. As years passed, Ramana's fame spread across India and beyond. Seekers from both east and west traveled to Arunachala to sit in his presence. But he remained the same, simple, silent, and filled with peace. One day, a disciple asked, "Master, what will happen when you die?" Ramana closed his eyes and gently replied, "Where could I go? I am always here." And in that moment, his followers understood. Ramana Maharshi was never the body. He was everything. The winds of Arunachala carried his name like an eternal whisper. Ramana Maharshi's journey of silence and enlightenment. Ramana Maharshi, the great mystic who awakened through the question, "Who am I?" Zrenya people from all over the world to Arunachala Mountain. In this video, we explore his inner awakening, the call to Arunachala, and the profound teachings of silence. To draw inspiration from this timeless wisdom, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and embark on a spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for new videos. Like the video and leave a comment. Share your thoughts with us.